Hey, Armando.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's raining over there.
Ready to.
Look here like it's gonna rain and get dark and the sun come out and get dark. I don't
Welcome to summer.
know. Yeah, we have 2 more weeks of summer and then 3 and then fall is coming. And I'll be glad because the temperature would go down so I can take my walk.
Okay.
I don't like this heat.
Really?
Now over 80, I don't like it. No.
Well, you know that I grew up, well, my later years, when I was going through high school and stuff in Monterey.
Monterey, California.
Mm-hmm. So that means it doesn't get, really much below 50, and it doesn't get, much over 80.
Yeah, it's a nice weather there.
Yeah. And it's got the same weather 365 days a year.
Oh, that's good.
So you know exactly what the weather is going to be all the time. Now,
I was raised in this weather, but I don't like it.
yeah. Now it changes constantly. When you get up in the morning, to the evening. So you've got to be prepared for several different climates all in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you prepare for it.
Well,
hey, everybody.
Now
How's y'all doing? Where is everybody? We only got 7 of you.
Okay.
Well, Robert is here. Naomi is here. Wanda's here.
I know. Now we're getting,
Is Linda still with us?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't hear about her, nothing, and I don't.
Yeah. She's got links. I sent them to her this morning like everybody else. Bob, did you ever find your links?
Well, it's interesting. I found them on my iPad, but I didn't have them on my cell phone. So I have the same email on both areas, but for some reason, yours did not show up on my my cell phone. Interesting.
Did you check the spam folder on your cell phone?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Check the spam folder. Check the trash folder just to make sure I didn't accidentally
throw it away.
Put you in the waste can.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Modern technology.
Yeah, it might show up later. I've had that happen.
It took the circuitous route.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that happen where I'll, it's like somebody sends me an email and I'll be waiting for it and it won't come. And then like later on that evening or something like that, all of a sudden it's there. So
who knows?
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So we're going to get rolling here. We got lots and lots of stuff to cover. And I'm going to finish up with what we were doing, which was going through some of the work that you guys submitted. And then I've got some images from Richard Schmid. And then we're going to also take a look at Eloise's portraits that she's done and talk about those a little bit. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. Okay. Anyway, so let's get started. So we're going to kind of pick up where we left off at. And you should be seeing a sketch.
Boats.
Of some boats.
Yes.
It should look oddly familiar.
Somebody have been, I see.
Kind of like that. See? And we were talking about, the perspective of the boats, right? And so what I did is I just did a quick sketch. And
I like that.
yeah, so I laid in a horizon line.
Could I just say something about the critiques?
Sure.
I like the critiques because you have an experienced professional eye. So I like to hear your critique about everything. Nothing is perfect, but that's what we're here for, to hear your critiques. So I think we should appreciate the critiques.
Well, okay.
I'm sure if everyone does.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
just,
Everyone appreciates it.
Absolutely.
I do.
yeah, we basically, as long as we keep them in context, which is, I'm not here to tell anybody, and I never would, that their art is bad or anything else. That's not going to happen,
Yeah.
My whole thing is I want to encourage everybody, to, to use art as a way of expressing themselves. And does it have to be perfect? No. Okay.
I like
I
this.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I like what you did here.
But mainly, when I see something and I bring it up, it's mainly because, people can learn from it. We all have different goals here. So, some people want to work more abstractly, other people want to be more representational. But, so in this particular case, what I was talking about was in the painting itself, which, I'm not saying that it's not a nice painting. It is. I like the color. I like the mood of it, like the feeling of it, but there were a couple of, odd things about it in sort of the way that the boats, seem to not be sitting, on the same plane. And that's what I was talking about. So I did this as a way of explaining, what I was trying to say. And so what we've got here is we've got basically 2-point perspective on most of these boats. And in fact, all except for one, which is right here. And even it's a 2-point perspective. It's just 2 different points along the horizon line because it's angled slightly differently. But, if you think of anything, it doesn't matter how complicated the object is, whether it's a boat, a building, a human body. If you simplify that form down to a block, so it's a rectilinear object, it's got 6 sides, right? Top, bottom, and all the way around. And you put that in perspective, then that will help you sort of carve away, the shape out of that block, and it will sit, on the plane that you're wanting it to sit on, with everything else. And I know you've got to kind of abstractly begin to think about this. Abstraction means simplify, right? Into these just simple blocks, these blocky shapes, in your composition, and have them do kind of the same thing. Otherwise, it begins to kind of feel like something is not quite right. Now that's in a representational painting. You may want that in an abstract painting or a fantasy painting or something like that. But in this particular case, you're trying to make it look like a horizon line and boats in the water or, sitting along the shoreline. They should all be, basically playing by the same rules and perspectives, right?
Is this 3-point perspective?
2-point.
Because I see the one that's going toward the mountain.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
is it doing that?
And see that
That's
one.
one. And the other one that's going toward the horizon on the left side and one going on the right side.
Right. Now this one as well, see, it's got, you see one vanishing point, which is really kind of almost right out in front of us, right?
Right.
And then from there, but it's not really a 1-point perspective. You see, because it's not really sitting right in front of us. So it, in fact, is a 2-point, and the back side of this and all this would go off to a vanishing point, way over there.
Oh,
to the
okay.
left.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So they're all 2-point perspectives.
Mhm.
Just because you have a 2-point perspective doesn't mean that everything is going to line up on the
Mhm.
same 2 vanishing points, right?
Okay. Okay.
That would only happen if they were all, running parallel or perpendicular to each other.
Right. Mhm.
I thought perspective, the origin of perspective was from your eyes to wherever you're looking. That's not right.
Well, it is. Okay, but if the object, let's say that you had two boxes, right? And they were sitting on the floor in front of you, right? If they were running parallel to each other, they would have the same 2 vanishing points. Okay? If you took one of those boxes and you turned it slightly, then it would have 2 other vanishing points still meeting on the same horizon line, but at 2 different points. See, because now they're not running parallel or perpendicular to each other. Does that make sense?
I guess, I don't know.
What about those lines on the water that you put?
I'm sorry, what?
Those lines on the water that you put, what that mean?
Well, as long as, again, they're running parallel or perpendicular to everything else, they're going to go to the same vanishing points. If they were different, they would go to 2 different sets of vanishing points.
Mm-hmm.
Again, on the same horizon line, but it would be 2 separate points because the angle is slightly different. Okay?
So the boat that's on the right, the boat that's in the middle on the other side of the one that's on the right, yet in the next one over. No, not that one, the small one. Yeah, that one and the one above that. Those are going to the same horizon, right?
Right. Those are all running, parallel to each other, including this guy out here. It's pretty much all running parallel to these, right? So they would all go to the same vanishing point.
So that's
boat,
Which now we do them on Mondays and
slightly
Fridays,
differently.
but depending upon when you
So
land, we
it's going to
can
go to 2 different.
do a private tour.
Okay.
If you'd like.
As you can see, it's going to one over here,
Wednesday.
and we can't see, it would be way off out there to the left. All right. All
Okay.
going to this, all meeting at the same horizon line, but at different points. Again, because the angle is just slightly different.
That is a boat regatta.
It's a what?
Boat regatta.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just some boats along the shoreline.
I don't know where I got that picture from.
Pardon?
Can you see Eloise's picture again?
I don't really know where I got that picture from, but.
Okay.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
Again, it's,
Thank you.
yeah, this is just a way of kind of explaining what I was talking about.
Can we see Eloise's picture one more time?
Sure. Right up above there.
Oh,
Okay.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice painting.
I think that boat, the second one from the end on the left, is turned backwards,
Yeah.
like a wrecked boat.
Yeah, like maybe the back of it is yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've turned mine. Yeah, well. Yeah, I turned mine the opposite way. Okay. Sorry about
But
that.
it's still showing that one boat is closer to shore than the other.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. So let's move on. I don't know whether Fran is here, but this is a print that she did, and she did 2 impressions.
What is that katsu?
Pardon?
Is that katsu?
No, it's like a linoleum block print. And
She had a flood in her condo, so that's why she's not here.
oh,
She
really?
had a flood, so she has to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I hadn't heard that. But she submitted that piece last week. This is a silk dye painting that she had done.
Nice.
which is real nice. And the butterfly is actually a real butterfly.
It looked it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she kind of made it a mixed media piece.
Very nice.
And this is, I think Lady had spoken about this piece this morning, the angel. So, yeah. And then she also turned this one in. And
Oh, that's cute.
Cute.
yeah, it's a cute
is
idea.
cute.
So, all right. And then we got Jean, who turned in a couple of pieces, and I think you guys have probably seen this one. This is a
I would have said it.
That's pretty.
yeah,
You was in the
And-
lighting was a little off.
yeah, yeah.
The
We
picture.
talked about that because when she took the picture, yeah, it's like she had like a single light source, but from the right hand side, and it got a glare on the painting.
Looks
And,
like she used her
Yeah,
flag.
I asked her to rephotograph it, at some point. And this is some aspen trees.
So that one too.
We kind of talked about that one before.
Mhm.
But now this is a piece that she sent in, and this to me, it looks like a watercolor.
Yes. Lovely.
Like it.
Yeah, you got to, the thing I like about this is you get the sense that the figure is moving, and you get also the sense that the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
And so you got a lot of stuff going on there.
And he's getting wet.
Yeah, I feel cold.
Feel cold and wet.
Cold and wet. I like this.
Yeah.
I really like this.
Well, I don't know that I like the cold and wet part, but
Oh,
but it is. It's a nice painting. I
Lovely.
like the way she used the color in here, and she just kind of floated, some warm and cool colors back in there, and the contrast worked really well. The strong dark of the umbrella against this mid-tone in the background. The yellow, which is probably the more intense color in the whole painting, kind of comes forward. So all of that works really nicely. It's a nice little piece. I don't know how big it is, but it's nicely done. And then this is Lady, and are you here?
Mhm.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
As soon as I get two, I said, well, okay.
All right. So now I want you to explain to everybody what's going on here.
Okay. I can explain. Actually, was it last week, August 5th? You
Okay.
showed Alon's rendition of Starry Night with Van Gogh. He did the cutouts of Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh, and the girl with the pearl earring. And I just thought that was such a playful, colorful, wonderful piece. I just thought it was so wonderful. So I sent him an email and to compliment him again on his piece, and asked him if he would like to collaborate with me on something. And so what we decided to do, I did the first part, and I'm going to take, and it's two pieces, and I'm going to take it to him, and for him to do his part on it, and then we're going to present it to the class as a group. And so my first thing, this one is on a canvas, 11 by 14, abstract of bubbles. I personally, and he said something in his email that abstract makes him feel, it's fun. It makes him feel childlike. And I took his words. I remember as a younger woman, I used to love to blow bubbles. And I'm talking about like it was in my 20s and 30s. I would sit on my patio or balcony and blow bubbles. And that's how I would relieve stress. And I would enjoy blowing bubbles. And so that childlike thing stuck in my head. And so I started with doing bubbles in the abstract form.
Very nice,
Like
Jordan.
that.
I like it.
So
It looks like it's 3D on my
Yeah.
on my phone.
Yeah, that's way bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah,
the
it's
action
nice
should be
stuff.
turned, it should be horizontal. Yeah, so it's turned right. Yeah, if you can flip it around.
Like so, or keep going?
Flip it one more time. Again. Again. There you go.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
And so,
Very
yeah, it is 3D. I've been looking at YouTube. There's an artist who does fantastic 3D work, abstracts. And so I just started doing it. So that was my first, well, that's my second bubbles.
Mhm.
And then I sent another one in.
Yep, you did. This one
And
right here.
yes. And that's part 2 of the one I'm going to send to him. And it should be turned again. Let's see. Yes, that's the right way. But that was the one when I asked about how do you make corrections. If you look on the left-hand side, the bubble at the top.
Mm-hmm. Right here?
It,
Well, here. Yeah, right here.
yeah, right there. I messed up the shadowing and it just didn't come out right, and I couldn't straighten it out. And I think a lot of it, I just got frustrated. And so I plan on just leaving it alone. I haven't touched it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to make the corrections. I don't know where I went wrong.
Okay, now this is acrylic?
Yes, this is acrylic.
Okay, well, that's a good thing, okay? Because you can always add more paint, right? So I would come in with some of my background colors, and just start to sort of, get rid of some of the extra light and stuff in there that you don't like until you get it back to where you want it. If you go too far, you can always go back in and redo the light. You can work back and forth, because acrylic is one of those things that all you have to do is let it dry, and you can paint right back over it again. Okay?
Okay.
Now, another way of doing that, and that, it's not really that much more complicated, but it might be a little more time consuming, but it also might be safer, is to take the acrylic colors from the background, like some of the yellows, blues, greens, things like that, and thin them down, either with water or with some kind of mixing medium, and,
okay.
and just glaze back some of this light area. If you want to extend the blue, then just put some blue in it, paint over that area. Maybe along here, wherever you think that you want a little blue, a little yellow, a little orange. See, and it's more transparent. And so if you go over it a couple of times to build up the color, you can kind of softly fade, all of that white back a little bit, or as much as you want to, and not have to go back in and touch it up later on, because you got more control about, how far you push it back if you move kind of slowly in just layers like that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. I'm excited about the fact that, the two of you decided to get together and do something cooperatively. That's fun, and in fact, that's kind of the point of this class is, for people to meet each other, to collaborate, to share ideas, to kind of bounce things back and forth off of each other. And that's good. I'm glad to see that happening. That's I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.
Yeah.
So.
Me too.
Yeah. Now this is and I want you to tell me a little bit about this piece. Very different from your bubbles.
Yeah. That was the one I just finished that one Thursday or Friday. And what it is first I flooded and again, I got all these canvases from the Dollar Tree. They're flat, very flat panels, 11 by 14. And I really like that size. And then I found a brush at the Dollar Tree that feels so good in my hand, like it was born to fit in my hand. And so now I'm in love with this brush. So I went back to the Dollar Tree and I bought all of them that I could find.
Okay. Good for you.
11 by 14 is very good for Dollar Tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
with this piece, I just flooded the back of it. I put a lot of the white acrylic paint And I used just 3 colors, well, 4 colors, green, black, there's a reddish color and blue. And I just started by putting dots all over the paper. And I took a piece of cardboard. It actually was an advertisement to vote for a candidate. And I took it and I tore it up and I used it as the brush to make the lines coming from the center of the paint. And I started out and I said, my father looked at it, he said, jellyfish. I said, okay, works for me. So that's what it is. My niece said it looks like amoebas to her, but I say jellyfish.
I see bugs.
Bugs, yeah.
Bugs.
Me too. I see lots of bugs.
It's beautiful.
Now I have to ask you a couple questions about it, though.
Yes.
Okay. So you said that you covered the background in white, and then you did what? You dropped like the red, the blue, the green?
Yes, I had little bitty bottles, again, from the Dollar Tree, and I just filled those bottles with paint. So I can have more control over the dots.
Okay.
And so, and that's what I did. I started with the one in the very center, and I put the black, the blue, the green, and the reddish color dots on top of each other. And I just took the cardboard and just started going out and making swirls from the center.
Okay. So you were just using like the corner of the card or something to?
Yes, the corner of the card. That's correct.
Okay. All right. So you had to work fairly fast because, you know, it being acrylic, that white background would have dried pretty quickly on you.
Well, there was a lot of paint on there. A lot of paint.
Okay.
So actually, it's still, when I took the picture, it's still a little wet, but there's a lot of paint on there.
Okay.
And
well, that's, it's kind of like a pouring technique.
Yes.
And where you're kind of dripping into it. And, I'm glad to hear that you were using like a kind of a found or a made tool.
Yes.
To work with, because if you tried to do that with a brush and, pull the brush through it, it wouldn't have had the same effect. Now, you can take pieces of cardboard and, here's just a kind of wild and crazy idea. And the great thing about working with cardboard is you can create your own pattern, right? So if you just started cutting like V-shaped notches in it, so it was like the tooth of a comb.
Yeah.
And then you can take and drag through your paint.
Yes.
And you could have several of those at different proportions or slightly different intervals. And you can get very different effects with them and use those as tools to paint with.
Yes.
Okay? Now, if you wanted to do that permanently, or use those tools over and over again, you could do it with like a thin sheet of metal, like aluminum or something like that. And that way you've always got that tool available. And, you just clean the tool off every time you use it and go back in and move more paint.
Yeah.
A lot of painters will, kind of create their own tools so that they can get the effects that they want more efficiently. And so that's a really nice approach to that.
Yeah, I think of all the ones I've done right now, this is my favorite.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I've looked a little bit of your work now, and I like this piece a lot. And the reason, the thing I like about it is that you seem to be working with more paint and more texture. A lot of your pieces tend to be kind of flat, kind of smooth.
Yes.
This is more painterly and more textural.
Yes.
More direct.
Yes.
So that kind of appeals to me. Now, did you use like a palette knife or something with this?
Yes, I did. I used a knife and a brush. Most of it I did use the knife to do. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because you got some nice layers of paint in there, and we're gonna talk this week. We're gonna talk about paint surfaces on Wednesday, and one of the things that we're going to talk about is creating what we call open or broken paint passages. All right.
Mm.
And I know I've talked about that for about 2 weeks now. And it's something, I'm putting together a demonstration to show you kind of what that means and what, different effects and things that you can do with it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's coming on Wednesday morning.
All right.
Now, I think that's, no. Yeah, here's another couple of your pieces. And
The one below it is the one I just recently did also.
but now this is a series that you did.
Right.
And then you're saying this piece right here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you do that with like sponges and things like that?
Nope. Again, I did it with my trusty balloon.
Oh, your balloon. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's supposed to have that 3D effect, the square, the smallest square. If you look at it, it looks like it's at the bottom, and I call it the drop. It looks like you're looking down into the painting.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Those are nice, Jeanette. I like all those.
Thank you, Wanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has
I love them.
almost like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pyramid.
Yeah, it's just not pointed at the top. It's kind of a flat top to it.
So, yeah. Once again, that one was done with the acrylic paints and the balloon to make the background effect. And the black bars, I first did it with a Sharpie and colored in with a Sharpie, and it just didn't stand out. And so I went back over it with acrylic paint and my new favorite paintbrush. So it was just, it was like spreading butter on warm toast. It was just wonderful.
Okay. You're going to make John jealous.
Oh, John, I'll tell you which brush it is.
Yeah, well, you're going to make him jealous because he's been working with a paper towel because he doesn't have any brushes.
Oh.
So, yeah. So here's another bubble painting.
Look at those, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now that actually, that was my actual first bubble. And again, I just took a piece of cardboard and cut it off the box and tried to see if I could do the bubbles, and it came out. Some of them look like coconuts to me, but it's okay.
How did you get them so round?
Yeah, I don't see coconuts, but
you know how I got them so round.
They feel glassy. Or
How did you say you got them around?
I just traced the paper cup, a plastic cup.
Oh.
And so I started with the center one, and then all the other ones going left, right, up, and down, connected from there. And it was just paper cups, and they were all the same size. And so then the next ones, I started doing various sizes of circles. And just, we have so many tools right around us, and we never really notice them. Anything, you can use anything to paint with. So, yeah.
Not that.
Oh, I like
Nice,
that.
I like that.
Okay.
The
All right.
next
You did
one-
the background first, right? And then you did the circles and then the design in the circles?
Yes, I did the paper, the purple and blue background, and then I drew the circles, and then I did the highlights and the little reflections in there after.
I
Yes.
think I'll borrow your idea. If it's
Yeah,
okay.
me too. Me too.
Is that bubbles is that a raised surface?
It's a flat piece of cardboard, and it gives that 3D effect that it's raised.
But the cardboard is on the back, it's in front of the black background.
The black background is my kitchen table.
Your kitchen table.
It's just a piece of cardboard laying on the table, and I just took the picture.
Yeah, it looks good. It brings it
How large is this?
It's like the smallest flap on a big box. So it's just a small piece of cardboard. It really is not that big. It's,
Okay. Okay.
that big. It's just a small piece of cardboard.
Oh.
I think because the amount of bubbles you have on it remakes it look larger.
Yes.
Makes it
Okay.
look
And then
I'm waiting for this one.
That one, oh my gosh. it's
Oh,
nice.
yeah, I'm waiting for that one.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, now this is sitting on your table as well. Now,
Yes.
for some reason, okay, I guess you've got something under it.
Yes.
Okay, to keep it off.
It's on the
because
basket.
the paint's
Uh-huh.
still wet.
So that one is again on my favorite source is the fabric boat, the
Yeah.
cardboard boat, and again I'm really learning and understanding the value of gesso on cardboard so it doesn't absorb it all. And again, YouTube is a wealth of stuff. And there was a lady who was doing silhouettes.
Mhm.
And she was doing it and doing pour painting and swipes. And so I said, hey, I can do that. So the first thing I did was I traced the silhouette and then I painted the black part of it. And this was my very first, I feel, successful time ever blending paints. So the skin tone is a combination of raw sienna. I think I accidentally bought a gallon of that. So I'll have it, I'm leaving it to my nieces and nephews in my will. So I have raw sienna, black, and white. And it made the perfect brown skin tone to me.
Okay.
And so I did that, and the hair and everything, again, I just started with, it was all black, and I just did dots and bubbles, the balloon, and just put the balloons in it and twist it around. And then at the very front part of the head, I actually just took my time with a little eye, like an eyedropper, and put little drops. So it kind of looks like, to me, pansies.
Yeah, I
And then
agree.
they just exploded going toward the back.
It's
Okay.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
so-
mean, it's got kind of a really floral feel because even as you move back away from the smaller flowers,
Mhm.
and these again become kind of floral.
Yeah.
You know, they look like flowers.
Yeah.
So
Very
So
pretty.
creative.
Very pretty.
It's very creative.
So my intention, that was really, and then that was my play on the girl with the pearl earring. So
Okay.
that's why I put the little pearl earring and the necklace on her. But my ultimate goal for the holidays is to do a giant, well, actually fall is where I'm going to start. I want to do a large painting for the front door with that same look, but I want it to be all of fall colors, and I want to incorporate leaves and all kinds of things into the head. So I want to put that on the front door. That's my big project that I'm working on now.
That's a good goal, girl.
Wow.
I love that.
Thank you.
all right.
Just like flowers. I took the time with a brush and brushed them in.
Yeah, I just want to thank the class. I mean, because this,
Very
I
nice.
didn't, what they said, what did you do during the pandemic? I became an artist. I didn't. And that's why people say, are you sad or depressed? I'm like, no, I'm creating like crazy. And like, I don't have enough walls to put this stuff on. So I just really appreciate this class. I'm glad I found it. So thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome. And
It's a great-
that's a great problem to have.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just not enough wall space.
Yeah, not
Right.
enough wall space.
Yeah, before you know it, you'll be curating your own rotating exhibition.
Look, I've already started.
But now here, just to take that one step further,
Yes.
see, it's like once you get so much stuff that it starts piling up in the corners of your house,
Yes.
you got to pick up armloads of it and head out and go find places like coffee shops or little restaurants or things like that and have them hang your work.
Yeah, that would be nice. But I have nieces and nephews that have already come and claim their artwork. So.
Okay. Yeah. But you only got so many of those too. So
Yeah.
and if you keep producing work, you'll eventually get to the point where you got to get some of that stuff out in the world. Okay.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Yeah. I'm confident. I mean, that you're gonna get there.
I
So
appreciate
this is Larry. Okay.
it. Nice.
Pues,
Larry,
thank
oh,
you
baby.
very much.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
that, I like that little round cheek.
Yeah, but who
I
knows
don't
that?
It's so round.
You
Is
look like a
Larry here?
Florida.
Is Larry even,
With us.
today?
Yep, he's there.
Oh, there he is. I see him. Okay.
That's beautiful.
All right. You
Very
gonna talk
nice.
to us, Larry?
Well, what do you want me to say?
Okay. So what inspired you to do this?
I thought it moved me.
It moved you. Okay.
I saw a picture of it in color, but I
Okay.
thought it would look better in a little black and white, and it kind of moved me.
Okay. Now was
Maybe
this
I'm a little boy in Brooklyn.
yeah. Now was this from a photograph or was this
Yeah,
from?
it was a larger photograph, and they were celebrating the 4th of July.
Okay. Yeah, because he's kind of dressed up, in kind of a period costume. The hat, the little necktie, with the little like pearl clasp on it and stuff.
I would have said from the 1914s, 1920,
Yeah, somewhere turn of the century, maybe a little before or after.
and he was at a parade, and he was looking up at the flag as it went by.
Okay. It's a nice drawing. It's got a
Very
really
nice.
nice feeling to it.
Beautiful.
Sure is.
I love that little cheek, a little roundness in the cheek.
Yeah, he had little fat cheeks.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, and you pulled that off, pretty nicely. I mean, you got a nice
Mhm.
kind of transition, of value, as it moves around the face here. So
Mhm.
And how big is that, Larry Lawrence?
It's a little larger than a sheet of paper because I got some special paper to put it on.
Very nice.
It's the kind of paper that you rip instead of cut.
Okay. hmm
I really should put it in a frame. It's just
Yes,
laying
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, put it in a frame. It's frame worthy.
Put it in our next
Now-
show.
now
After the pandemic, we have to have a show.
Now, does he have to,
It'll
does he
be
have to
a
spray it?
Zoom party show.
yeah,
So we're gonna have a tongue-tied pandemic art show.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, good idea.
all right. So you got another drawing here. All right, tell us about this guy.
Mm.
Actually, that took about 1 hour to do. The bird was easy. The bottom half was easy. And I started trying to play with the clouds again. And mostly up to the top left-hand corner is where it was the brightest. And as you can see where it touched down to the horizon, it was like, it was kind of shiny right there, all the way up to the bird's feet.
Yeah.
Which he started standing on the edge of the beach before he goes into the water.
So let me point a couple of things out about this. Okay, and one of the things, and this works really well. Okay, and the thing that helps it work well, your value range back here might be a little bit, on the contrasty side, a little bit too much dark, to light. But you kept it really soft back there. And so it still sits back in the background, and your horizon line, you haven't overstated that. So again, all of it moves backward for you. And where you kept the line sharper is like right up here in the foreground and on the bird. So all of that moves forward for you in the drawing. And that's kind of what makes this work right now is just that contrast in between the sharp lines and the softened lines. Okay, so keep that in mind, as you're working. And if you're wanting to push stuff back, take a paper towel, take a brush, take something, just rub them back a little bit and blur them. So again, they'll recede, keep those sharper edges and things on the things moving, into the foreground. And, and that's basically what you've done here. And so it works, pretty well.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, it's sort of like a thunderstorm is moving in.
Mhm.
What I was going after.
Yeah. You see
Now-
that? Yeah.
Now, the only critical comment I would have about this is I'm looking at this bird and I'm kind of wondering what kind of bird it is. Is it a blue heron? Is it a stork? What kind of, some kind of water bird?
I didn't stop to get his identification when I saw him.
You didn't? You should have asked.
But I should have put a fish in his mouth. I think he's hungry.
Well, you could do that too. And then he would have been a really happy bird.
You're a real comedian.
So,
As I look at it from taking a photograph, it looks different than what I drew, but it looks like I should have darkened his belly just a little bit more.
yeah, it could use some stronger darks, maybe like here in the wing, maybe the underside. Now, not in the shadow, okay? Don't do that. But really right on the bird itself, just a few kind of accents, where you really pushed it quite a bit darker. I wouldn't do it up around the head either, because this shadow right under the underside of his jawline is beginning to get maybe a little bit too dark. You could probably not have it quite so strong. But, somewhere in here, I would really kind of punch up, those darks to make them darker than anything else on the page. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the critique.
All right. We got Naomi. Now, I'm kind of jazzed about what Naomi is doing. She's beginning to do more figures, and she's using those primary, secondary colors, but this is beginning to kind of work really nice, Naomi. And the way you've applied the colors a little bit softer, and it's got a nice feel to it. I like the movement of the figure, and the way you've kind of simplified it. The line of the shoulder from the hand, kind of up across the back and then down the other arm. Kind of nice. Nice, big, simple movements, all through the piece. So I'm thinking you're doing good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you gotta keep at it though. And,
Well, I'm still busy painting my metal furniture on my deck. I'm almost done.
okay. I know life has got those priorities. Yeah.
Very.
Now, is this watercolor or is this acrylic?
Watercolor.
Okay. All right. Now, if you would have done this painting, but you would have kept the color softer, the way you did there.
Okay, softer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
I'm writing that down. Softer.
Yeah. This, the outlines and things feel kind of hard.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this piece is that it's got this kind of fluid kind of softness to it that you really don't have right here.
Yeah.
Using same mediums, same basic colors, things like that, but you could have just softened it up a little bit. Okay.
I'll do another one. Oh, that's my pocketbook.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd do another one.
I did this in fabric art, my first fabric art in Helen's class.
Uh-huh.
So this is fabric and embroidery.
Yeah, I recognize those, blue denim bags that we picked up. Yeah, that's a nice piece.
It was fun.
Yeah, it is.
Very,
Real fun piece.
very nice, Naomi.
And Benson gave us, okay, now this is silk dye, and I smudged it a lot, and then I embroidered over it. And this is a jean coat deal that I sewed it onto. This is the back of the jean coat.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't look too flat. I mean, it's,
So which way is the top of the coat, Naomi? Do I have it right side up or?
I'm trying to think.
It looks like a chicken.
A
So-
rooster,
It's a
yeah.
chicken. It's a chicken.
It
Yeah.
is. Okay. All right. I was thinking I was seeing a chicken there, but
Yeah, but it's silk. So it's the background is silk dyed, and then I embroidered onto it, and then I sewed it onto my jean dress.
Okay, very nice.
Nice, really colorful.
It's interesting looking when I wear it. You know, I wear it as a coat, kind of. This is the back, and I wear it as a coat.
yeah, it's a nice piece.
Very, very nice.
I don't like to look like everybody else.
All right.
You won't.
You know, we've noticed that about you, Naomi.
Yeah, I'm an original.
You are.
Yes, oh, that's
All
pretty.
right. Now, this is Richard.
All right.
He was here with us this morning. I don't know whether he's here with us this afternoon or not. Let's see. Yeah, okay, he's waving at me. Richard, unmute yourself.
Looks like Spaghetti Junction.
That's what I was thinking. Is that an interstate?
Kind of. Okay. Richard, can you unmute yourself?
I've just unmuted.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll go back to it then. I was going to come unmute you.
I've unmuted.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay.
Very nice.
So tell me about this, Richard.
Yeah. I got tired of drawing straight lines. I thought I'd try some curved ones. And that's what you got.
All right. I think you were successful at that.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you got a bunch of curvy lines there.
Some go over and under like spaghetti.
Yep. I think that's where somebody was saying it looked like Spaghetti Junction. And it does. It kind of reminds you of that. So what are you going to do with this at this point?
Throw it away.
Oh,
Really?
no.
I wouldn't do that.
Give it to an enemy.
I wouldn't do that either.
All right.
Yeah.
What would you do with it?
You might give it to a friend, but before you do that, this is acrylic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Try to get more paint on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, build up the paint. Okay? Because right now it's like it's like kind of a tentative block in. And, as you build up the paint, then you can decide whether you wanted to keep the edges of these. Let's see, where's my cursor? Right here. Whether you wanted to make that soft or whether you wanted to make it hard. And, they don't all have to be hard lines. You could actually blend and soften some things back. And so, play with that a little bit more. Get a little more paint on it, okay?
Okay.
It
And
will look more sprained.
yeah, I think, as you do that, you'll begin to, be able to manipulate the paint a little bit better and, create more solid forms if you want to, or, show the brush strokes, show kind of how it was laid in there. So, but yeah, definitely play with more paint. Okay.
I'll do that.
You're on the right track. You just need to go further with it. Okay. And then, how about this piece?
I like that.
Richard, lots of pretty colors.
I like that.
Well, I don't do subtle, so
Well, that's probably a good thing, Richard.
that's a good thing. And they got dirty places like right there and right there, and I don't know how to fix it. But
Well, again,
I just drew a bunch of geometrical things, straight lines and four corners, and just put color in them.
Well, again, this is acrylic, so the way you
No,
fix
that's
it.
the oil.
Oh, this is oil.
Yeah. How about that, huh?
Okay. So if this is oil paint, then all you have to do is let it dry. And then if there's areas that you need to modify or fix, as you say, then just mix that color up again and put more paint on until you get the effect that you're looking for, okay?
All right.
Yeah, this does look a lot more solid in the coverage than your acrylic piece. So,
Very nice.
yeah, it is.
Well, you're
So,
nice to say so.
well, it is. I mean, it kind of reminds me of one of those map keys.
Mm.
You ever seen a key on a map? You know, north, south, east, west?
Yes, it
That's kind
does.
of what it reminds me of.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Then we have Wanda. I saw Wanda here, I thought.
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
Okay. So now this
Oh.
is
Finished it.
this is your piece where you took it and you brought these down and finished
Yeah.
them off.
Yes.
All right. So what do you think of that now that you've done that?
I like it. I like it much better. It sort of completes the picture now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they feel like they're kind of grounded
Yeah.
now, you know, and that all the figures are kind of working in the same space.
Yes. Yes.
So I like what you've done with that.
I
pretty
thought it
nice.
was good. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice, Wanda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How much did it hurt to have to go back and add that little bit?
Not at all. Not at
At all?
one bit. Matter of fact, it felt good.
Good. Okay. All right. And then I wanted to show everybody this piece. You had sent it in.
Oh, you made some, yeah. That was
Yeah.
pretty.
Did you
No.
add a butterfly?
Sorry?
Add a butterfly?
Yeah, I put that on there. My granddaughter suggested it. She told me, Nani, put a butterfly. So I said, okay, I'll put the butterfly on here. And she liked it.
Oh, nice.
I haven't gone back and did the things that you suggested yet, Charles, because I was doing other stuff, and I'm gonna go back and round off the white glow
Mm-hmm.
and change the shadowing on him, on his forearm that you were talking about.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, this is the same piece you had sent me, but I wanted to show it to people because the thing that interesting to me is, you know, when I first looked at this, I just saw that as being painted in as black, but it's not. It's
Mhm.
actually, you know, yarn, isn't it?
Yes, it's yarn.
Okay. Where you know, so she's gone back in and she's used, you know, fabric material or yarn, you know, to build in the hair. And so, you know, my question to her, you know, yes, you can go back in and you can do some more work on the painted areas. But I guess my question is, were you going to add any more fabric or anything in anywhere?
No.
Okay, so you're just going to use the yarn for that 3D effect on the hair right now.
Yeah, that was the original. The yarn was, but I wanted to try a little bit of painting to, you know,
Okay.
get used to, you know,
Yeah.
doing that also. Work on my shadowing and light.
Okay. All right.
Very nice, Wanda.
Yeah.
Thank
There
you.
it
You're
is.
very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, very nicely done.
What is it? What is is that on a canvas or is it?
Yes, that's on a 16 by 18, I think it is.
Oh, that's pretty nice size.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that oil paint or
No, it's 12 by 16.
12 by 15?
Uh-huh.
Is that oil paint or acrylic?
No, that's acrylic, and it's also this stuff I bought from Crayola. It came in these little brush-shaped things, and
Water paint? Watercolors?
well, no, I think it must be watercolors because I never seen anything like that before. Matter of fact, I'll show you a picture. I've got one right here. Let me see if I can get you all to see it because this is how it looks. Can you see that?
Yeah, watercolor paints.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
comes
okay.
with that tip, just like that.
Here.
Yeah,
And you can get it really pretty fine points with it.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
That's what I use to do
All
some of the things.
The permanent?
I'm
Is it
sorry?
permanent? Is the paint, is that permanent paint?
No, it's not permanent. No, it doesn't say permanent on here, so I probably could wipe it off or cover it up or something like that.
Can you
It's my
spray
first
it?
time.
Would you be able to spray that part of it?
Spray?
Yeah, the painting part, not the acrylic. I mean, not the braids, but the picture itself, the painting that you painted on there. Can you spray it? it in place.
If I covered the yarn, I probably could, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking, Claudia, you're asking if you could put something on it to fix it so that
Yeah, well,
it wouldn't be.
yes, the hole, she says temporary is not permanent, so something that would let it to a home for a couple of years or so.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you could probably take something like, they've got clear acrylic spray, and you could, like you said, mask off the yarn. So you could also just spray over the yarn as well and seal the whole thing with that clear acrylic spray, and that would protect that, stop it from, you know, being affected by moisture or things like that. If the colors are not permanent, you know, the key thing you got to worry about is light. And if you put it like, if you frame it and hang it somewhere close to a window where it gets a lot of sunlight, then it might fade. Okay. So my only thing I'd say, be cautious about, you know, where you hang it in an area where it doesn't get a lot of bright, direct sunlight on it. And it should probably last a while for you. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Due to the yarn, I have to get a shadow box to put it in.
Okay. Yeah, that would work. That would be a nice way of presenting it. Well, okay, gee. We didn't get very far today.
Oh.
It's already 3 o'clock. But I'll tell you what, before we go away, I wanted to share something just real quick, and we're just gonna kind of go through these. These are paintings that Eloise did, all right?
Oh.
Now, Eloise, how long have you been doing these?
I've been struggling for about, off and on, I guess about 10 years, since 2010.
Okay, all right.
Oh, that's
So the oldest of these go back to about 2010.
No, about 2015, I guess. I've been, yeah,
Oh, okay.
about 4 years.
Okay, all right. So then these would be considered relatively recent works then. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to show you these because she's been doing these portraits and she's been doing a really lovely job. And now this is the painting, and this is the painting with the reference. Okay?
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
I love the background.
I work for Habitat, and I try to give the homeowners a portrait as a part of their gift when they get their new home.
How
These
nice.
they have on purple shirts.
Very nice.
They have on purple.
Eloise, I don't see any struggle. This looks wonderful. What struggle?
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you, but I'm really not satisfied with them. I didn't know Charles was going to show them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I like it.
Great job.
Well, thank
I
you.
think it's great.
The shirts look better on the painting than it does on the original.
Oh, thank you.
There's a nice likeness to her.
All right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, this is another piece. All right.
You're the judge.
Now the thing about these, you know, a lot of people really struggle with trying to get a likeness of the people that they're painting. And, you know, Eloise's paintings, you know, they usually capture a pretty good feel for who the person was. You know, they've got, you know, there's
personality.
Well, there's a lot of different aspects to portraiture, and you know, one is being, you know, technically accurate and having everything in the right place, the right size, and everything else. But a more important aspect of that is really trying to capture a little bit about who these people are, right? And in each of her paintings, she's got a nice. It's kind of like you have a nice emotional connection, you know, with you know, with the person that you're painting, and you know, they are. You know,
so nice.
Wow.
You know, there's a nice likeness, you know, that you're getting of them.
Yeah.
You know, but you're getting a little bit more. And that's a good thing.
Great teeth.
Yeah, because most people when they're painting portraits really struggle with trying to get that other part. You know, they may get the technical, it may kind of look like them, but it doesn't give you a lot of emotional response or feel, right? And that's
You
what
have the essence of the person there.
right. And that's the thing about your paintings,
nice.
Eloise. That's really kind of nice, is that you kind of capture a little bit of who these folks are.
Yeah. How nice.
Now, there's all kind of technical things that we could talk about, and you and I will later, and that's fine. But you know, the important thing is, it's trying to get this feel for, you know, there's people really there. Okay. And you seem to get that pretty consistently in all of your paintings. Kind of feeling, you know, who people are.
Like it's like you know these people.
I do know them.
You know that person. No, I mean it's like someone else knows them because you see their personalities come through.
Right.
Beautiful.
I mean, even though we don't know them, you can see
Look
their
at that.
personalities.
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh.
Eloise, is that oil painting or is it?
Yeah, they're all oil.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow.
There's an app that's on called PixArt, and I put pictures side by side to kind of make sure that they are resembling each other.
Okay.
That's what this is.
Very.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, look at that
Oh, yeah.
fur. Oh,
You get the essence.
beautiful.
Yeah, she looks like somebody that I've met before.
I know.
Look how
Beautiful.
She looks, yeah,
Yes.
she looks familiar.
Wow.
I used a different picture on this one, but that was the clothing they had.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's this lady.
okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
the
Boy,
photo.
Eloise, beautiful.
Goodness.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, you didn't have a reference photo for her.
I couldn't find it. I didn't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then you got this couple.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Very nice.
And one of the things I want to point out, particularly
Now,
with
see, that look on her face, you feel like you
Oh,
already know her.
gorgeous.
yeah, like when you're painting two figures in the same painting, you know, that makes it a lot more difficult, you know, because
Yeah.
you got to kind of get them to feeling like they're in that same space and the same lighting, and kind of in scale with each other, and you know, you pulled that off really well in that, you know,
Very
something
nice.
that means of two people, you know.
Oh,
you-
you got it good,
Yeah.
Eloise.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. It's wonderful. Oh, look at the cup. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, it's got a nice feel to it as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
yeah.
very
Oh my goodness, so much alike. Wow. You captured it really good.
Look at the hair.
How long does it take you to do these portraits?
I don't know, maybe about a couple of weeks because I'm often in and out. I work on them for a while. I sit on the easel and I pass by them and I see things that I need to correct or change. And so they just sit for a while. So some I have finished quickly and some take a long time.
Did you say these are people that you work with or you
Yeah,
know,
they're people
Yeah, this
that go to church,
your family church, okay,
church and friends and
and
other
Habitat, okay.
yes.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to paint the people around you that you know.
Yeah, ain't what you know. That's it. Very nice.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, this
Oh,
one's
boy.
really cute.
Very nice.
So
And,
nice.
and you've got a nice sense of, you know, what seems to be her personality.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You know?
Goodness. Yes.
Very nice, Eloise.
beautiful.
Oh,
I
when
can
I
look at
grow
it
up,
twice
I
to
would-
see which was which.
when I grow up,
Okay.
I want to be like Eloise.
You're right.
All right, folks. So that's going to be it for today. I've got some images from Richard Schmid that I wanted to show you guys, but we're out of time. So depending on how much more time we've got on Wednesday, you know, I might show you those. Okay.
Okay.
But have a happy rest of your Monday. Okay. It was a good start to the week.
All
I had
right.
to leave the first session, Charles. So I had to leave the first session, had a doctor's appointment.
Oh, okay. You mean it wasn't anything I said?
Well, I wouldn't admit it.
Okay. All right. Well, just come on back and see us as often as you can, Richard. Okay.
I will.
Anyway,
Enjoy
we'll be
it.
back here. We'll be back here on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock. I will send out the links on Wednesday morning, you know, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Okay. So you should have those in your email somewhere. All right. If you don't, yeah, if you don't have that list and can't find it or anything else, then you know, just look in your email. You should be able to find it. Okay.
All righty.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, thank you.